Welcome everyone. This is a general reading for the sign of Fuzz, for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or any other planet in the sign of Virgo for the dates of October 21st through November 20th, 2017. Let's get started with your general energy. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of different... Well, here, let me start at a different spot. Let me start here. I'm seeing a need for a recalibration, a rebalance, a retempering of something. And I'm seeing a lot of these kind of individual little negative like things, specific things, right? And so it may be that some of you are... do have many kind of negative things coming in from all directions, right? That you're seeing a need to kind of temper and balance all of those things amongst each other type of thing. Or it may be that I'm picking up on some different energies for some different people, right? So I'm going to go ahead and list some of these kind of extreme scenarios that I'm seeing, right? A little bit of defensiveness, some anxiety, some depression and lethargy, laziness, a bit of emotional coldness, right? Being cut off from your emotions or cut off from the emotions of others. Wearing sort of a mask. It could be having to do with being very, very approval seeking or attention seeking, and especially in like an annoying way. There could be some intolerance going on. There could be some very rigid, what's the word? Rigid, like, rigid ideas of the way other people are supposed to behave, right? And a little bit of a lack of flexibility in there. There could definitely be some like defensiveness as far as like staying closed within yourself and within your comfort zone, that kind of thing. So just a few very specific negative kind of scenarios I'm seeing, and that they've all gone kind of to an extreme extent and need to be mellowed out a little bit. And what I'm seeing is that it's a bit of a reconfiguration of the way that things work almost. And it definitely could be having to do with a partnership of some sort, or you and another person, or an organization, or something like that. You and one other situation. So it could be something about you having to try to work together with that one other element, or that specific other element. Or it could be a little bit more, there's a lot of ors in this one, I don't know. It could be a little bit more having to do with taking a step back from something that you thought that you knew, right? You thought that you were very sure about. Taking a step back and going back to sort of the stage where you're learning really how to work with it, right? Really how it interacts with its environment and what's going on, or not its environment, but with people within its environment, right? With other entities, kind of how these things act together, and how they are symbiotic with some things, how they repel from some things. Getting a little vague here, but it's kind of about taking a step back into a sort of a lower, like relearning some things, right, that you thought you had already learned, going back deeper into your the elemental kind of building blocks of how this element works and reacts and interacts with other entities and elements. And relearning and reconfiguring, doing some reobservations and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's definitely an expansion of like flexibility and knowledge, right? An expansion of, or an expansion and a temperance, as I was saying, like a mellowing out of some of these things that have gotten a little bit extreme. It's like all of a sudden there's sort of a necessity to kind of cut some of these things in half, or pour some water on them or something like that, right? Lower them a little bit. And to yeah, to definitely rework how you have been operating on something, something that's kind of really negative and intense maybe going on this month, or a few different things or something like that, right? You want to, or there's going to be some kind of a necessity to look at that. Look at how you're maybe affecting what's going on around you and that kind of thing, and how you're interacting with other entities in your space. Yeah, like a necessity for it, as I was saying. Some things maybe being brought to your attention and whatnot. So yeah, I'm going to pick these up and I'll lay some more cards down and come back for some advice about how you can kind of deal with this necessary thing that you have to deal with, apparently. All right, Virgo, I'm back with your advice. Here it is. Okay, so this is very much about looking at the polar, the opposite of side of things, right? Shadow sides, also positive sides of negatives, right? Just sort of and hidden potential, that kind of thing. There can be a chance for something very, very original, right? Some very original solutions to some issues and that kind of thing. But you want to go always to the other side of where your thought process is naturally wanting to go, right? To kind of strike that balance. You don't want to put up any blocks right now, especially where it comes to just exercising your mind kind of thing, right? It's not necessarily that you have to fully decide that the other side of whatever you're looking at is the correct way of looking at it, or is the side you want to continue to look at, or the side you want to move towards, or anything like that. But it's just about exercising your ability to look at things from new perspectives, basically. And specifically perspectives of the exact sort of opposite. And like I said, it can be having to do with expanding hidden potentials and that kind of thing, right? Finding what is deep inside of something that's not fully developed yet, right? That if you actually shed some light on it, pay some attention to it, you can really develop it and flesh it out a little bit more, right? And create some balance then between these two sides, right? Instead of being like that, be side to side kind of thing, or whatever. But yeah, not get too locked into your own judgments, right? Your own perspective, your own eyes. You wanna look through some other scenarios and other aspects of whatever's going on, right? And just of things in general, just during this time, right? Not even, it can be that one specific situation, a few situations. Just practice during this time looking at things from the complete opposite way, and definitely try to free yourself from this idea that you have to attach yourself then to those ideas, right? Or that you have to attach yourself then to those conclusions or to the things that you're seeing on the other side, because then that's when you're going to want to kind of shy away from them, right? Like, oh, I don't like that, so you don't want to kind of explore it, but you want to free yourself from the idea that you have to like it or that you have to be attached to it, and at least go examine it, at least go look at it, because it's going to give you, if nothing else, a greater perspective on on your opinions that already existed or whatever. It's just going to flesh everything out for you, give you a wider perspective, give you more forward thinking kind of perspective and that kind of thing, and more just more well-rounded, right? More involved. And in some cases, do have this loveliness card here too. So there is a feeling of you want to kind of see things as not inherently negative, right? You almost want to see them as inherently positive. See what you can bring out that's positive of everything that you're looking at. It doesn't have to be, a positive thing specifically of one thing that you're looking at, but a positive thing that maybe could come from that thing, right? Even if it was better to have avoided it in the first place, like that's not a possibility anymore. So you can, moving forward from there, right? You can look at now what can come from that. How can you or whatever be made stronger following that scenario or whatever, right? Yeah, but it's definitely looking at some shadow sides, some things you haven't wanted to look at, but that are going to be beneficial, I think, to look at, and to try to just bring into your sphere of consciousness, right? You definitely don't want to close yourself off. I'm getting in these 4 bottom cards here are the cards that are your sort of not recommended energy or whatever, and I have all 3 earth sign cards here, right? Astrological earth sign cards all in the reverse. Very stubborn energy, very preoccupied with earthly things, very preoccupied with the present and with material surroundings and what's going on right here, right now kind of thing. You want to open yourself up a little bit more than that right now. You want to be more flexible, more sponge-like, more open to ideas and different things and new inspirations and that kind of thing. Look in some new places, anywhere you haven't explored before. At least mentally explore it a little bit, right? Just see what you can find in there. Yeah. Okay, I hope this was helpful. If it was, let me know, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.